I mean, everybody's like, man, they know he got no chance. Tank told you a couple of days earlier, hey, you not going the distance. Y'all shake, pretty little 250, whatever the case may be. You go into that fight, you know Tank's a slow starter, builds up as the fight progresses, know he's trying to land, hook to the body, come up top with it. I thought even without the knockdown, I thought he won it. I thought he had, I mean, look, I know Tank landed punches, but
because he was aggressive?
Roach was the more aggressive fighter.
We will never see that fight happening again. It just will not happen. Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't like hard fights. It's that simple. We've seen it over and over. He fought a Ryan Garcia drained. He fought a very inexperienced Rolly Romero.
Shannon Sharp didn't hold back when calling out Gervonta Davis for avoiding a rematch with Lamont Roach. He said the fight should happen, especially since Roach would have won if the knockdown had been counted. Sharp accused Davis of dodging tough opponents and said it's time to stop running and give fans the rematch they want.
If they have a rematch.
Yeah, I mean, they have to, huh? Hey,
but look, there's enough fighters in that class. You got Lomachenko, you got Shakur, you got Haney, you got Garcia, you got Tank, you got Roach. Come on, man, make these damn fights happen. Stop ducking and dodging each other. What the...
Sharp's criticism holds even more weight since Tank himself admitted that Lamont Roach is the more skilled fighter.
Press conference, and you looked at him and you said, you really should have waited. You took this fight too early. You really should have waited. That's what you told him before the fight, and then you went and put him to sleep. This cat right here, Lamont Roach, he ain't saying something like that about you, is he? He's not doing that, is he?
No, but Lamont had more experience than Roach. I mean, I'm bugging. Lamont had more skills than Frank Martin, for sure.
Okay. I got you.
Many boxing fans and analysts believe Gervonta Davis will likely avoid a rematch with Lamont Roach, given his history of avoiding tough rematches. This view is backed by his past choices, like not having a second fight with Ryan Garcia or other high-risk opponents in his career.
We will never see that fight happen again. It just will not happen. Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't like hard fights. It's that simple. We've seen it over and over. He fought a Ryan Garcia drained. He fought a very inexperienced Rolly Romero. He will not fight Devin Haney. He will not fight Shakur. He will not fight Pitbull Cruz again. He will not fight Lamont Roach again. He will not fight Tefimo. He will not fight Inao. He will not fight those guys. That's just not who Tank is.
Davis's underwhelming performance against Lamont Roach left many fans disappointed and questioning if he's still at his best. The absence of his longtime trainer, Calvin Ford, added to the speculation that Davis struggled without his guidance. Some believe Ford's departure played a part in Davis not looking as sharp as before.
So Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach goes to a majority decision draw, with Tank retaining his WBA lightweight title. Now, I did not score this fight a draw. I had it 7-5 to Lamont Roach. I thought he had the ring generalship and effective pressure. He was landing the jab and effective combinations. Tank, as usual, had a very low output, and he was relying on one big shot. I gave Roach the first 3 rounds, Tank the next 3 rounds, and then Roach Ford the last 6 rounds to win the fight. Not to mention, Tank did take a knee in the middle of the fight. By rule, that should have been considered a knockdown. Yes, it was to get his mouthpiece, and that's why they didn't rule it a knockdown. But anytime a fighter takes a knee, that's a knockdown. And that would have given Roach 1 more point to win the fight. Now, I'm sure they'll run it back. I mean, Lamont Roach absolutely deserves a rematch. He just had the fight of his life. He wasn't scared to go toe-to-toe with Tank. Landing his combinations, the bigger counters, and the more effective shots. He definitely deserves a second payday. Now, in the co-main event, Gary Antoine Russell put on an amazing performance. I think he won 11 or 12 rounds against Ryan Valenzuela. Great hand speed, good combinations, masterclass to win the WBA title. And then in the featured bout, Alberto Puello beat Sandor Martin to retain his WBC title. He landed the cleaner left hands, definitely won the last 2 to 3 rounds to edge the fight. But overall, good card. I do think Roach won the fight, though.
Davis criticized Tank Davis, saying he lacked focus during the fight against Lamont Roach. He suggested that Tank's mind wasn't fully in the ring, which may have hurt his performance. Many fans agree, believing outside distractions played a role in his struggles during the highly anticipated fight.
I feel like Tank overall, like the bigger picture, he just wasn't focused for real. He, doing a lot of arguing in the ring and just a lot of stuff that wasn't like, he wasn't just focused. He wasn't all the way locked in the ring. You heard him say something like, it's a lot of things going on outside the ring that he was leading up to the fight, and shit, that's natural, what I'm saying? It's normal. Shit, I was going through the same thing with this last fight, you know, so I just feel like he just wasn't focused.
The first fight between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach drew a lot of attention, reaching 149,000 pay-per-view buys. While respectable, the numbers fell short of expectations, sparking discussions about what may have affected the event's commercial success.
So, Rick Glazer is reporting that Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach sold 149,000 pay-per-view buys. And he tweeted this report at Turkey Ala Sheik. Coincidence? Truthful? Do you trust Rick Glazer's reporting on this issue? If you do, let me know why. If you don't, let me know why not. But you best believe I have a long video coming on this later today. Y'all be sure to check that out. We'll see y'all soon. Peace.
Before their first fight, Lamont Roach secured a contract clause guaranteeing an immediate rematch. Eager for another shot, Roach made it clear he was ready to face Davis again, but acknowledged that the rematch would happen only if Davis' team agreed.
I just so happen to be a boxing fan that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long we taking?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's going to be soon. I'm hoping it's going to be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.
When asked about a rematch with Roach, Gervonta seemed unsure. He said he didn't expect it to happen this year, leaving fans and analysts wondering about his next move.
Do you want that rematch next? And if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
Well, what is?
You might see it in a minute. You definitely might see it in a minute.
Henry Garcia, a well-known figure in the boxing community, questioned Davis' performance against Roach. He pointed out the absence of Davis' longtime trainer, Calvin Ford, as a possible factor. Garcia also suggested that outside distractions may have affected Davis during the fight.
There's no way you could say Tank won. There's no way.
Do you think that he's diminished in some way, or do you think that just mentally he just wasn't there for the fight?
Well, a little bit of both. His age is catching up to him. His legs aren't there as he used to be. And, he switched his trainer, that's could be another factor.
With Barry Hunter being the head trainer and Coach Calvin being outside.
Yeah, but he snapped at Calvin too. So that's, there was something going on. I really don't know, and I couldn't really speculate on that because I don't know. But I know that something was bothering Tank because Tank is a good fighter and he's out to hurt you, But hey, Lamont Roach stood his ground, and he did a great job.
Some boxing experts have criticized Gervonta Davis for allegedly cherry-picking opponents throughout his career. They believe Lamont Roach, seen as a carefully chosen opponent, proved to be more challenging than expected. As a result, many speculate that Davis might avoid a rematch to protect his undefeated record.
I think Tank been cherry-picking for a long time, but I think Tank got the talent to be an all-time great. He just don't want to have a resume for whatever reason. So I think this is going to force him to go see people.
Step up a little bit.
It showed, even his fans, it kind of took that allure off. Like, oh, this nigga not perfect. He can't just whoop anybody ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and I think Lamont should have won the fight on the technicality. If it wasn't a knockdown, the ref wouldn't have started counting. He started counting. He only stopped because Tank told him to stop. He told that nigga, no. I'm like, nah, stop, nigga. He was like, oh, my bad.
Yeah. If you take away the jabs, Tank landed more. Percentage was higher. I'm all about connection, bro. I think Tank did a better job in the fight. I gave Lamont maybe one of the early rounds. After round 6 or 7, I think Roach put in very good work and kind of matched whatever Tank was doing, or Tank matched whatever Lamont started doing. The technicality, bro, that was different.
During the first fight between Davis and Roach, Davis faced criticism for his performance, leading to an unexpected reaction from his own fans. The stadium echoed with boos, showing their disappointment and adding pressure for a possible rematch.
Gervonta doing this shows that it wasn't an outside strange occurrence, that it may just be a part of his DNA. For him to get hit in amateurs and then take a step back and take a knee when he obviously wasn't hurt. It just shows to me that instead of gritting it out, all right, and possibly get knocked out or taking those chances, he'd rather take a knee to disrupt the momentum and then start over. That's how I'm taking it. It can be a great strategy, or it can be the bully complex. That when you meet somebody and they're not fearing you, or they're not retreating or backing away from you, and they're showing poise and the ability to withstand your output and give some back, like any bully, they kind of unravel.
Canelo Alvarez shared his thoughts on the controversy surrounding Davis taking a knee during the fight. He argued that it should have been ruled a knockout, suggesting the referee's decision to ignore it was questionable.
He take a knee. You need to lose like 10-8 that round at least, no? And plus the corner go up and put it a towel in the face. That's a disqualification for sure.
The 9th round of the Davis-Roach fight became a major controversy when Davis took a knee, but it wasn't officially ruled a knockdown. The New York State Athletic Commission, NYSAC, later admitted to a technical issue that prevented officials from properly reviewing the moment, adding to the debate over the fight's outcome.
To override his decisions or knockdowns. Some skeptics have suggested that Willis's call benefited Davis unfairly, but we do not subscribe to that notion. In our long experience judging fights, we see no evidence of favoritism, only a referee prioritizing the physical safety of a fighter who appeared compromised by an eye injury. Which I actually get. I understood that statement because, hey, look, Steve Willis he didn't call it a knockdown.
You take a knee like that looks like a knockdown, all right?
So I think it's going to be very difficult for the New York State Athletic Commission to review this and then call it a knockdown. Because here's the thing. The fight could have gone completely differently if Gervonta was told that it was a knockdown officially. Gervonta could have then responded differently because, let the truth be known, Gervonta didn't even know it was the 12th round when it was the 12th round. He thought it was the 8th.
Forgot where he was at. He thought he was still in the 8th round. He thought he still had rounds to go.
12th round. He said, damn, it's the 12th? Yeah, it's the 12th and you're down.
Addressing the 9th round controversy, Gervonta Davis explained that he took a knee because something got in his eye, and he didn't want it to be noticed. He admitted he wasn't aware of the possible consequences, saying, "I didn't know I could get disqualified for this." His admission has fueled further debate about the fight's outcome.
But I must say, do it enough.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning, and like you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than But I didn't really know that you can get disqualified for all that, or when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell?
After their heated fight, tensions between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach escalated on social media, especially on X, formerly Twitter. Both fighters traded public jabs, arguing over the fight's outcome and the chances of a rematch, keeping fans and analysts locked into the ongoing drama.
He forget that, let me take a knee. That's a knockdown. But either way, it looked like they may have an immediate rematch. Roach and Gervonta TankDavis goes back and forth on X, and here's what they say. Which it seems to me that, okay, if the New York State Athletic Commission overturns the result of the fight, then yeah, it's an immediate rematch anyway. Like Lamont Roach said, he has it in the contract. But if it remains a draw, it looks like Tank's still going to push for the rematch. And I'm hearing that, the fight that they were going to have, which would delay this rematch, was a fight with Pitbull. You could argue that a rematch with Lamont Roach would be far bigger than a rematch with Pitbull. But let me know how you feel in the comments below. Showbiz adult.
Several boxing analysts have reviewed the Davis-Roach fight and concluded that, even without counting the controversial 9th round incident as a knockdown, Lamont Roach still won at least 3 more rounds than Gervonta Davis. This analysis has increased calls for a rematch and raised questions about the original decision.
That's why I called it cherry pick, and he got his ass kicked, in my opinion. I know people gonna come for me, but I had him winning. I had him up at least 3 rounds.
Oh.
At least 3 rounds.
Oh.
Not including the knockdown.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was, to me, if it would have been 116, 112, I'd have been okay with that.
So
in Roach's favor.
You let your psychology get to you too, huh?
Hey, I know what I was watching.
What did you have it after 4 rounds, Zatel?
4 rounds.
2-2.
I'm sorry, after 6. Why did I say 4?
4-2.
Because I had it 4-2.
Yeah. 4-2 Davis.
I had it 4-2 Davis. What did you have it after 6?
I had it 5-1 for Roach.
For Roach?
He said, me, I brought you on the show, now. That's why.
Listen,
At
that
the
first
end,
round,
I felt like
some of the
I had
didn't a
Roach
couple
winning,
judges
don't
give
get
the
me
first
Yeah,
round
at
to
the end
Tank?
of 12, I had 7-5 Roach. But...
Yeah, I had 7-5 Roach.
Say again?
Didn't some of the judges give the first round to Tank?
I think so. I think he might be right about that.
How? He landed 1 punch.
Yeah.
Roach landed 3 punches to his 1, and he was the aggressor. How did Tank win that round?
Yeah.
Because he's Tank, Naeem.
Many boxing fans and analysts believe Gervonta Davis may avoid a rematch with Lamont Roach. This speculation comes from Davis's history of skipping tough rematches, including his decision not to face Ryan Garcia again or other strong opponents in the past.
We gotta talk about it. So, Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already notable. The fact that he went toe-to-toe with Tank on a decision that ended in a draw, whether he loses this second fight or not won't even matter. Because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevensons, and etc., the Devin Haney's, and etc. I can see him moving up and going against a Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or somebody like that. So many people to fight. Lamont Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else. And that is the hairstylist situation. In my humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was gonna look at that and be like, I don't want her to braid my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims, got all these receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this had no grease or oil in it. No one cares. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet, or should she have did what she did, which is spoke up? You let me know.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult made a bold prediction about a potential rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, stating that Roach would win by knockout. He highlighted Davis's struggles without longtime trainer Calvin Ford and the controversy from their first fight, making a rematch even more important. If the fight happens, Roach will enter with confidence, believing he can finish what he started and hand Davis his first loss.
You got any grease in your hair tonight, Tank? That is it. Lamont, please say that in the second fight. Any questions? You got any grease in your hair tonight, Tank? Like, you got any grease in your hair tonight, Tank? Like, hey, bruh, be on that. Because here's the thing. He never hurt Roach. Roach just waited. And Roach was squared up and turned sideways. And I'm like, oh my God. I didn't think he had that. He was like, I'm like, oh my. And then he just sitting there like, you can't. I know what you're going to do because I've trained with you since we were kids. Tarver beat Roy, but he knew Roy since amateurs. Roy said he never liked fighting sparring partners because they know you so well. I should have listened to Roy.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more. Until next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Knockout Chronicles for the latest boxing updates.